What's going on YouTube's Legendary 213. So today we're gonna have a Resident Evil collection type thing. I'll show you all my Resident Evil games, stuff I've collected over the years. So let's just get started with the actual like books and random stuff. Start off first with the Resident Evil Dark Side Chronicles money clip. It's a actual money clip. It's pretty cool. I think this came out during the Resident Evil Dark Side Chronicles release for the Wii. Next thing is Resident Evil Laser Cell, limited edition Laser Cell. Came out when Resident Evil 5 came out, obviously. I don't know if it was promotional item or what the deal was, but I actually got it from a trade I made. And I also got this from a trade I made. It's a Resident Evil 5 sand globe. Same thing as a snow globe, except it's sand. So if you guys want to know more about it, look it up. It's pretty cool. Next thing is I don't really do strategy guys, but I thought this one was pretty cool. It's Resident Evil 6 strategy guide collector's edition hardcover. It's nice and cool. I mean, I don't really like strategy guides. I don't know why, but yeah. Next two books are two books that I really like a lot. If you're a fan of Resident Evil, these are must-have. They're Resident Evil Archives 1 and Resident Evil Archives 2. These books tell you a lot of information. I've known a lot about Resident Evil for a long time now. The first time I played Resident Evil was when I was 6 years old. The first time I ever seen Resident Evil was my brother playing it back on '96 while I was 6 years old. 23 right now. He rented a PlayStation 1 from some video store back when they used to allow consoles to be rented, and he rented that with Resident Evil and Tomb Raider. But watching Resident Evil at that age, it was pretty scary. I'm not gonna lie, I had nightmares. But that's where the love for Resident Evil all started. Alright, let's move on to the handhelds. Here's Resident Evil Gaiden for the Game Boy. I think this is a PAL version, but it still works on ours. I don't know, but still never looked into it, but it still plays on my Game Boy US version. Next is Resident Evil Revelations, the one with the misprint. This game is, I'm glad it's coming to consoles. Will be much more enjoyable. It's still a good game. No, don't get me wrong. It's just I don't have a 3DS XL, and my hands start to cramp up when I play for a long time on the regular 3DS. Next up is Resident Evil DS, Deadly Silence. What this is just a port of Resident Evil 1 to the Nintendo 3DS or Nintendo DS with some extra features that integrates with the DS touchpad and mic. I was playing this recently. I think it's still in my 3DS. I like the game. Now, my 360 part of Resident Evil is a Resident Evil 5 Gold Edition with the slip cover. I don't know if they come with slip covers anymore, but the first print, I got this on release date. It's the same thing, like disc wise. It's the same exact disc as a regular one, except they just give you the DLC codes. But that's that. Next is Resident Evil 5 Collector's Edition. I got this on the release date. I was really excited when this game came out. Still enjoyed it a lot. I mean, it wasn't a bad game to me. I mean, it was different since it, making slowly adjusting from horror to more action. Comes to all that. I'm pretty sure you guys seen it before. And then the steelbook casing with the making of and the actual game. And here's the little action figure that came with it. Tiny Chris Redfield. I thought it was gonna be bigger when I first seen it, but no, that thing is really small. Next is, skip this one. Resident Evil 2 for the Nintendo 64. I'm actually looking for the box and manual to this. If you guys have it just sitting around, let me know and work out a deal or something. But that for the 64. Next is Resident Evil Operation Raccoon City Special Edition. It's nothing special. Well, I mean, it's special edition, but nothing like the Resident Evil 5 Collector's Edition. But the tin case is nice. I like the tin case, and it came with the some patches and some DLC. But that's cool. I actually like this game. A lot of people hated it. It was different, but I liked it. I played it through it like 3 times. It's a short game. It's only like 5 hours. Next is Resident Evil 6. I like this game a lot. A lot of people don't like it. I thought it was, I mean, it wasn't horrible, but it wasn't the best. I just liked it a lot to the fact that it brought Chris and Leon in one game, and there's Ada, and then there's Sherry Birkin, all grown up. I thought that was pretty cool. Onto the PS3, Biohazard, Resident Evil Code Veronica X. Just had a brain fart. HD port and Resident Evil 4 HD port on PS3, all on one disc. It's a import. Got it imported. I have played it. It plays on US PS3s. Just hard time playing it because everything but the voice acting is in a Japanese language, so I can't read Japanese. This is one of my pride and joys. I don't know, I like this. Happy to have this. It was pretty expensive to get here. It is Biohazard's HD Selections. It's limited edition version of it. Here's a Darkside Chronicles report and Albert Wesker's extra report. If you guys, I'm pretty sure a lot of Resident Evil fans know about the Wesker's report. I can't read it because it's in the Japanese language. Once again, so what this is Resident Evil Darkside Chronicles and Resident Evil Umbrella Chronicles for the ones that came out on the Wii for the PS3. It was just a port. It works with the PS Move. I don't have a PS Move, but I just had to have this. So I'm pretty sure you could get this on the PSN. Don't know the price on it, but I think you can. I'll put that away later. Next is, I hate this ugly red case. The only reason I got this for the PS3 too is not only because I collect, but Target was having a clearance for like $4. So there's nothing special here. Just ugly red case. Hate it. Next is a Biohazard 1 for the PS1. It put it in a Blu-ray case because when I got it, the person gave me everything that was needed for actual jewel case, but the back sleeve is too big. Their cases were different than ours, but just put it in this own Blu-ray case. It's cool for right now. I noticed that it has its own front cover, and then the booklet was different. Like unlike ours, the US versions, the booklet was the front cover. Onto my GameCube one, the GameCube collection. Let's start in order. Let's start with, not the order that came in, the order of the games. Resident Evil 0. Got this close to release. My brother bought it for me. I was so excited when I got it. I could not put it down. This game was great. It was difficult because you're playing both characters, and each character had the capabilities of doing certain things. But this game was pretty good. Now this one, Resident Evil remake, one of my favorite games. The best remake to any game ever. Tomb Raider is pretty good, but this was my favorite. It was this game is just like the original, plus like 50 to 65% more to it. But game is amazing. I'm pretty sure a lot of people played it. If you haven't played it, then you don't know what you're missing. The game is good. Another game is Resident Evil 4. Pretty sure almost all you guys played it. This game is good. It was different for its time, but it looked amazing. Showed what the GameCube was really capable of, like, graphic wise. I was kind of disappointed. I like the static camera views with the old Resident Evil, because sometimes you don't know what's around the corner, sometimes you don't know what's behind you, and it just gives you that horror element. And then when it came to over the shoulder view, I was kind of disappointed, but I mean, the game was good. It didn't ruin the game at all. Here's a Resident Evil 4. This is a preview disc. What this is a pretty much a demo disc of it, and it talks about, has other stuff, information about the other Resident Evils on the disc. This is not the easiest thing to come by, but it's not the hardest thing to come by, and it's not expensive. Well, for a preview disc, a demo disc, it's pretty pricey. Usually they're free, but with like promotional use. That's why it says it's not for resale, but you can find your hands on it. I don't know, you can get it. Next is Resident Evil Code Veronica X for the GameCube. In my opinion, this is the rarest one for the GameCube, the hardest one to find for a good price. Many may argue, but that's my opinion. And here it is. I need 2 more to have a full collection for the US version of Resident Evil for the GameCube. I need Resident Evil 2 and Resident Evil 4, the GameStop exclusive collector's edition. So, shooting out for that. And then here's Resident Evil 3 for the GameCube. I enjoyed it. I played the crap out of this when I got it for the GameCube. Not my favorite, but it's good. I remember when I was first got it back on PS1. I had a great time with it. I was pretty excited that Jill was back in it. But Nemesis could get annoying. Good. Next is Resident Evil 4 Premium Edition for the PS2 in the steelbook case. Again, same thing except it had a little extra stuff for Ada, but this one's fully complete, the making of and all that good stuff, and the Ada cell. It says limited edition of 60,000, so there's a lot of them out there. Didn't expect it to be that many, but I like this a lot. I like the casing of it's nice. So nice. Next is Resident Evil Code Veronica X. I remember when I got this, I was all excited. And I have the Devil May Cry demo disc still in here. The Devil May Cry demo disc came with the first print. There's the actual game. This game is long as shit. I remember playing this. It felt like it took forever to beat, but it's a little different. But well, not so much. It was just hard and long. That didn't sound right. No homo. Next game is a spin-off. Resident Evil Dead Aim. This game was not that great. Not a big fan of the spin-offs of Resident Evil besides Operation Raccoon City. Here's that. I didn't like this game really. Here's another spin-off, Resident Evil Outbreak. I like what they try to do with this. They try to make it online capability so you can play with 3 other friends. Playing solo was cool, but the AI was just dumb as a rock. But that's that. Then there's Resident Evil Outbreak 2. Don't mind all stickers. I need to get that off. Same thing as the first one. They're both alright. They're not the best, but they're good for being a spin-off for the element they're trying to go for. Off to the last. Well, let's go to the PS1. Resident Evil 1, the originator, the one that started it all. Long box edition, the very first print came in long box. Happy to have it. But this is what started it all off. My excitement for it, everything about it, I liked it. Started from this. Let's go on to the next one. This is my first copy of Resident Evil I owned since when I was a kid. I just got the long box, but this is my first copy owned from a kid. Resident Evil Director's Cut. The disc is, the case is all messed up, but this is what I played all the time when I was young. I beat this game probably 50 times. Played it so much. Disc. I need to get a new jewel case for it though. So that's that. And then here's the other Resident Evil Director's Cut, the one with the Resident Evil 2 demo. There's Resident Evil 2 demo. And here's the disc. The director's cut soundtrack is I didn't really like, except the when you go into the mansion part 2, when you come back into the mansion after going on the courtyard in the garden house. This one the soundtrack was alright, but the soundtrack for the first one was better. Um, I like how they incorporated the DualShock controller at the time, but I still don't use DualShock anyways when I play these games. It's all D-pad unless it's the newer generation. But back then it was strictly D-pad. Next is had this from a kid too, Resident Evil 2. I need a new jewel case, still cracked. My favorite Resident Evil out of all of them. I play this one so much. I could play this one over and over. 2 disc. I enjoy this one so much. I need to get it for the GameCube. But that's that. Remember the first time I played it? Oh man, fell in love with it. Remember first time I seen it. I actually seen it in a magazine when they showed Resident Evil 1.5, which was originally not Clara. It was supposed to be in the game. It was supposed to be some chick named Eliza, and then they scrapped it and started fresh. And then that's when it came out with Resident Evil 2, the original copy. The same thing with Resident Evil 4. It's been scrapped before, and it was Resident Evil 3.5. If you look it up, you'll see gameplays on it and all that. There's no way to find gameplays on it or like get your hands on it to play it because they all been scrapped. So, I mean, you can see gameplays on it, like footage of it. But here's continue Resident Evil 3. This game, like I said before, is good. Fighting Nemesis can get annoying sometimes, but it's fun. Next one is another spin-off I wasn't a fan of, Resident Evil Survivor. This game was trash. It was all like a rail shooter, but you controlled everything. I can't explain it. It was all like first person with no gun. Like, I mean, I can't explain it. It's just trash. Don't worry about it. Here's 2 games. They're not Resident Evil related, but they're play like Resident Evil and they're made by the same people. Dino Crisis. This game is dope. Really dope. It's pretty much like Resident Evil except with dinosaurs instead of zombies. I enjoy this game a lot too. Dino Crisis 3 was trash. Don't ever play that game. Dino Crisis 2 was good, but they went to like an arcade element. Oh, damn. Here's another one. Dino Crisis from Dreamcast. Next to Dreamcast is Resident Evil Code Veronica. I think it was released on Dreamcast before it was on PS2. I may be wrong, not 100%. That's that. I still need to complete my Resident Evil Dreamcast collection. That's coming slowly but surely. Next is Resident Evil Umbrella Chronicles. A great rail shooter. I enjoyed it a lot. Next is Resident Evil Darkside Chronicles. I didn't play that very much of it, but I enjoyed it from the little I played of it. Oh man, this stack is getting high. And these 2 are just ports of the GameCube games, Resident Evil 0 and Resident Evil. 2 ports for the Wii. You can use the Wiimote. Haven't played it with the Wiimote. Played it with the GameCube controller still. But like that. I'll put this down here. Next is a sealed copy of Resident Evil 2 on a Game.com or Game.com, whatever you want to call it. The failed horribly handheld by Tiger Company. Still sealed in the blister pack. Don't ever plan on opening it. And that concludes everything Resident Evil. Like, if you got any questions, comments, concerns, or anything you want to ask, hit me up in the comments inbox. Or if you got a black label copy of Resident Evil you want to give up, or a manual for Resident Evil 2 disc for PS1 you want to give up, or anything Resident Evil, let me know. Inbox me and we negotiate something. Alright, Legendary 213. Peace.